recording, the box pops up, you click got it so it gets out of your way. And then I'm going to mute everybody. If you have questions, though, you can always unmute and ask. Okay, so opening with sitting. Why is sitting useful for standing and walking? Well, especially if you do it correctly, scoot to the edge of your chair. So when we sit back like this, it can be comfortable, but it doesn't train us to find our central channel. So scoot forward. Hands resting on the thighs. What are you practicing here? When the hands are on the thighs, we don't want to be like this. This is training ourselves to be top heavy, to hold on to tension in the arms and shoulders. But sometimes it's what we do. We kind of actively inhabit what's going on. So soften. Relax the shoulders down. Let your elbows feel like they are hanging, weighted. Let your palms be heavy. You're not pushing onto your legs, but you're also not pulling the hands up off the legs. You're just heavy. This, in Tai Chi principles, there's a term chun, and it's heavy, sunken, soft and sunken. A description like a ball bearing that you set in your palm and you feel that weightedness in your palm. We don't want to resist that quality. We want to let that quality move through us. We are liquid beings. We are made up of a lot of liquid and a lot of fluid and a lot of electrical conduit flow, that kind of idea. So rather than holding tense and being very meat and bone and grip and hold, we want to experience ourselves more as space and fluid and looseness and softness with a quality of sunken through to the earth, connecting to the earth. So all of that is possible in your meditation practice when you're just sitting at the edge of your chair, seemingly doing nothing, but you're feeling, sensing through the whole body. Opportunity for the breath being almost like a mirror for how present or not present we are. To the degree that you can watch your next inhale go all the way full, hold at the top for a moment. Watch that exhale all the way to its bottom. Stay at the bottom with the exhale for a moment. Don't inhale right away. When you're ready, you inhale again. To the degree that you can be present for a whole 4-part breath, that's a degree of presence that you are able to have with the mind. So if the breath is kind of haphazard and chaotic, chances are the mind is active in a way that is not entirely useful. So my ideal with sharing all of this with you and who I share it with is that you see that, oh, this is something you can do every day, easily. With your cup of coffee, your cup of tea, or lemon water, or whatever you're having in the morning, you can just be upright, breathing, practicing your nervous system inhabitants and soothing quality through every square inch, every nook and cranny. A couple more moments here. So it seems like you're doing nothing is far from it. It's far from doing nothing. And then we have our basic 3 movements that we start with, just to loosen up the general chassis of the body. Sliding your hands forward past the knees, drop the head a little bit and round the back towards the back of the room. So you're opening along your back body. Then sliding the hands back, lift through the chest, lift the head and look up as you bring elbows back and shoulder blades back. And we'll do that just twice more. So again, this is another exercise that we do almost in every class. My intention is that you see that this is something you can do every day. You can do it at different moments through the day just to recalibrate all your moving parts, to release some of that insidious tension that so many people hold on to in the deep layers of the body. Let's do one more. Move all of our 24 vertebrae, the shoulder blades, the arms, the hips, all of it. And then settle to the middle. Now we do our rotation. So one hand slides past the knee, the other hand slides back, and we turn the direction of the hand that just went back. And as if we're just looking over to one side, see who's over there. And then we smoothly come through the middle and go to the other side. So don't be in a rush. And also don't feel like there's some destination. It's a direction. So we're just trying to get a feeling for the rotation direction of the body. And feeling it in a way that is a loosening up of the binds, the tissue and nervous system bind that we can find ourselves in. Parkinson's is just that to another degree for a lot of you, but really everybody's dealing with this. Everyone's got this issue, and so this is useful for everyone. Now, arms hanging alongside you, and we do sideways bend, so very much soft, as if you are falling out of your chair, but don't, obviously. And then loosely up to center and just loosely to the side. And again, loosely up to the center and loosely to the side. Do that a couple more times. We'll let someone in here. Loosely. Loosely. And then once you're even on both sides, just come back to the middle. And we go over this movement more in detail in our other class or on other videos. But just in the interest of time, we'll just do our shoulder circles. So it's forward, up, back with the shoulders, down with the shoulders. So the shoulders, most people think of them as where the arm meets the socket, but the shoulder blade is the most important part. So that's this sort of, they're called the scapula, and they're on your back. They float on the back body. They've got like 9 or more muscles tying in all these different places on the shoulder blade. So they tend to be a stuck spot, a big knot. They cause headaches, they cause neck pain, they also cause back pain. They create issues in the arm and shoulder as well. So by addressing that, it helps a lot. Let's go back the other way. So the shoulder blades go back, then up, then forward, then down. Over time, these joint mobilization movements lead us down the road to what's called sung, soft, supple, pliable, yet very powerful bodies. So powerful, not rigid, not stuck, but loose and free and light. Last one there. All right. So there's a lot more we could do to loosen up our upper body, but we won't today. Scoot back a little bit in your chair so you feel stable. And then we lift, push, lift, set it down. Lift, push, so feel that full extension, then back to this compressed position, and then down. Completely in like a spring being loaded, unloading the spring, pushing through the heel, reloading, down. This also leads to song, soft, supple, pliable, movable body parts. And leg goes out, hold the leg out there, pointing, flexing, pointing, flexing. So we want to have the foot be loose and free. Invert, evert, where the foot goes a little in and a little out. So that's a very subtle movement here, this little movement right there. And that becomes the top of the circle. So circling your foot, circling. Reverse that, circle. And down. Other leg, pointing and flexing. Invert, evert, a little in, a little out. Circles. Other way, circles. So that foot loose and free rather than glued onto the lower leg. Right, that allows for balance and adaptability. All right, scoot back forward. Step your legs to a little wider than hip distance. You're gonna lift the ball of your left foot, turn, so the knee and the toe both point in. Then lift the toe and turn, so the knee and the toe point out. So the only moving part here is this whole left leg bone. This is my right, your left. Opening, closing. So this is a movement that we want to have neural command of and range of motion that allows it to move with ease. Internal and external rotation. Back to neutral. Other leg, internal, external. Internal, external. Notice the pelvis doesn't really move much. This leg doesn't move much. This one is the moving leg. And back to neutral, or right in the middle. Both. In, it's kind of pigeon-toed position. Out. In. Out. In. Out. 2 more. So a practice like this, we've taken 15 minutes or so to do it. This could be your whole practice of just before you get up and go out into the world, you went through each body part, got connected, relaxed, loosened up, and then you go to the store, go do whatever you're going to do, right? So each of these is like modules that you can practice. Hands on your thighs, forward fold, hinging at the hips, and then slide your hands down and round and release. Then stay rounded and released as you sit up. Let's do that again. Fold forward from the hips, and then slide those hands down towards the ankles, towards the feet, loose. And then sit up. 2 more. Fold and slide down. Back up. 1 more. And up. So that finishes our seated work. We close. Wings up and over the top. This gesture called shogun, or closing gesture. Settling the hands down. Here's your belly button. So take your index finger, touch your belly button, and then with your mind, extend out just a few inches out in front of you and let your hands hover. So there's that little space there. The belly button marks our middle. So when we're moving, we want to be moving from here, or that's where we can move from and affect the upper body movement, lower body movement, and everything. And release the arms. Now, slide your feet back a little. Arms loose. folding just like we did, and then standing up by going just a little forward, butts off the chair, and then you push and rise nice and tall. Sitting down, the butt goes back. Notice my knees don't bend first. My butt goes back. Then once I've achieved this, butt behind, head in front, then I can sink safely down, stay nice and balanced, and then sit. So this is the problem for a lot of people, is that they try to go up to stand up. But what's missing is this. This is effortless. There, once you achieve that, then standing up is as easy as butter, right? And sitting down, same idea. If I try to go back, I'm gonna fall into my chair. But if I fold and sink, I've got full control the whole way, and it's soft, and it's subtle, right? All right, now do a couple of squats, 3 or 4, where you do not sit in your chair, but you basically go all the way down as if you're gonna sit in the chair, and then you decide not to and stand back up. So do that a couple of times on your own. Okay, and now stay standing. Once you're upright, you just stand in place for a moment. Now, an important skill is to not have your knees locked. So that doesn't mean we bend our knees, because if I do this, you could see with a certain way of looking at it, I'm actually hurting my knees because I'm pushing pressure into the knees. But also I don't want to be locked back, pushing my knees back. This is what a lot of people do. They lock the knees back because it gives them a sort of stability. So we want to find that in-between place. Tai Chi is all about the in-between. So lock your knees back. Do the wrong thing. So you're standing up, lock your knees back, and feel that sort of seemingly stable position, and then soften away from that to finding the open knees. And notice that if you went too far, it would start to feel like bending the knees, and you want to avoid that. So do it again. Lock the knees, and then soften the knees towards that in-between place and find that in-between. Now, keep that in-between, and then from the belly, let yourself just tip a little forward towards the toes. So you're a little more in the front of your foot. Knees are soft. The rest of the body also ideally soft. So a lot of times I see people do this. They reach back with their arms, or they grab onto their arms, or they hold onto their body. Let go of that. Let them hang. Now, go back to middle. And then go a little bit towards the heels. And again, it's from this middle. So I'm not tipping myself up and over. I'm moving my middle back just a little bit. And then settle into the middle between the two. And again, let yourself just tip a little bit forward, staying in the front of the feet. And then let's find middle, and then rock back a little bit. Do that a few more times. So we're going tip and tip back. Now this Qigong exercise, known as Sync Qi Wash Organs, helps to get the starch out of the body, okay? So now, as you rock back towards your heels, the hands swing back and slide up to about shoulder height. It could be lower if there's any shoulder issues. Rock to your toes. That will naturally cast your hands way out in front into the distance. Rock to the heels. That will naturally bring the hands back past the mouth. Then rock to the middle of your feet. Your hands will settle to that middle embracing place that I talked about a moment ago. And then do a Tai Chi Squat, which is what we just did a moment ago. The butt goes back. We sink the butt, and we let the arms hang long and straight. Push through the earth, come back to standing nice and tall. We do that again. From the middle, we rock to the heels a little bit. The arms circle up and back. Rock to the toes a little bit. The hands sweep out and cast out. Rock to the heels a little bit. The hands come past the mouth. Rock to the middle. The hands come down to the middle. And then that little squat. The butt goes back. You sink the tail. You slide the hands down so the arms are straight. Push through the earth and rise. So this is a somewhat involved exercise. Rock back. Hands come up a little bit. Rock forward. Hands reach out a little bit. Rock back. The hands come back a bit through the upper. Rock to the middle, the hands settle at the middle. And then the tail goes back a little. We sit the butt like we're going to sit in a chair. And release the arms back to standing. So we've gotten some of the starch out. In a traditional setting, we would do many of those, right? But we're just kind of going through the various tools. Shogun, close, briefly. The hands softly fall down alongside you. Loose as can be, knees soft. Make your way to the right side, chair. So I'll always be saying opposite of what I'm doing. This is my left hand, but I'll say right, so I'm your mirror. Now, shift the weight into your left leg and take that right foot and put it out in front of you just like this, the heel softly touching the ground. All right, so we're in this position like that. Heel is out in front, hand is near the chair or on the chair if needed. Let yourself, like a rocking chair, rock into your right foot. You're empty in this back foot so you can come up to the toe. Rock back into that left foot and let yourself come onto this right heel. Rock into that right foot, empty back foot. You're on the tip of the toe. So the principle here that you're working on is separate yin and yang, or separate empty and full. So we're rocking a little bit forward. We're making the right leg the full leg. Rocking back, making the left leg the full leg. Rock and rock. Now the key here is also the soft suppleness of your body so that there is a stillness present. That central channel present, the teacup sitting on top of your head isn't falling forward and falling back because you're moving from your middle and you're just like floating basically. Your meditation posture is floating as you change leg to leg. Now stay in your back leg. Once you're there, hand on chair as needed. What we do here is separate that right foot from the floor and put it back down. And then rock into it. Once this back foot is empty, we bend the knee, separate the toe from the floor, put it back down where it was, and rock back. Front foot is empty. We can lift it and lower it without upsetting the teacup. Rock. Lift, lower, rock back. Continue doing that for a second. Okay, I hear you, Mitch. So, yeah, do your thing, man.
Figure four stretch.
Yeah. Now that's level 2 of this exercise. Now we go to level 3. So this is where you'll probably need this chair. You're well associated with this left leg. Right leg is empty. You lift it and bring the knee up as high as you can. Then let it lower down and softly touch the heel to the floor. Let's do that a couple of times. Lifting, lowering. Same idea, teacup undisturbed. But not because I'm holding on, hoping to keep it stable, but rather more and more because it's so loose that it's stable, it's sunken, it's got that chun. And then we shift into that right leg. Left foot is empty, back foot is empty. Not only pick the foot up, heel to the butt, but bring the knee up. Then reaching the toe behind you, touching the floor softly. Bringing the knee up. Reach the toe behind you, touching softly. Up. Now let's do a flow of that exercise. Rock back, lift, lower, rocking chair forward, lift, reach back, toe touch, shift. Once the leg is empty, lift and lower, rock, lift, reach back, rock back. One more. And switching sides. So bring the right foot to match the left, shift into it, side step, get over near this other chair. Inside leg comes out in front, heel softly touch. Again, notice that I am not way out here. That's not important. The size of the step right now is not important. In fact, smaller is better so that you can practice as you do your rocking chair back and forth. You practice upright body. You practice ease. You practice not holding on to your shoulders and your arms and your jaw and your chest, but you work on loose. You think to yourself what I described in the knees, where you're saying, okay, as I go into a leg, am I locking out like crazy in that knee, or can I keep it in that middle place that's soft? So again, what seems like not really doing much, when you understand layers and depth of what we're working on, this can be a super advanced practice. Rather than just thinking we got to do more and more new. It's like depth. Understanding layers of attention. Now, level 2, that's where, again, you might need your hand on your chair. Lift, lower, rocking chair. Lift, lower, rocking chair. So discerning when this is 100% full, this is empty, it can lift and lower without any force, without any disturbance. Shift, lift, lower, shift, lift, lower, shift. And please be smart, wise, and cautious enough to, if as I add on level 2, level 3, and so on, and it doesn't feel good, just go back to level 1. Just keep doing the level 1 practice, upright, soft, connected to the earth, finding your middle. Let's go to level 3. Lift and lower a couple of times, just that movement. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Now, rocking chair shift. Back foot, not only heel coming towards butt, but also knee moving forward and up, and then reverse that and touch the toe behind you. Forward and up, toe behind you. How's your teacup doing? Throughout that whole movement, it can stay a stable piece. Now the flow, rock, wait for it, lift, lower, rock, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, and then here and back. The tendency is to rush. Tendency, especially I notice with Parkinson's folks, is being a step ahead of yourself. You may have heard that idea that you're already moving on and on to the next move and the next, and that's what gets everything sort of chaotic. And so something so simple as just rock and wait, and then just lift and just return and just shift. It's like organizing and calibrating the brain, nervous system, body. And stepping together. Let's make our way over to the first side. Set up as we did, inside leg, a little bit in front. Now, rocking chair. Once the back foot is empty, just let it easily swing forward. The heel touches. And a second rocking chair forward. Then rocking chair back. Once the front foot is empty, let it softly swing back. The toe touches, and we do a second rocking chair back. Rocking chair forward, wait. Once it's actually empty, then step it. Rocking chair. Rocking chair back. Swing an empty foot back. Rocking chair back. Once more, level 1. So this could be your whole practice, is just getting this balanced teacup, moving from your middle, separate, full, empty, full, empty. So now level 2. Front foot is empty. Lift, lower. All right, we recognize that. Shift. Now this is a new bit. Step up over an obstacle. It can be very low to the ground, but it's pick the foot up and step up over something and put the heel down and then shift. Back foot. Disconnect from the floor, reconnect to the floor. We recognize that from the first exercise. Shift back, rocking chair. And then lift the foot in front, bend the knee, and reach the foot back. That's the new bit. And then shift. And lift, lower, shift. Up and over an obstacle. Shift. Back foot, disconnect, reconnect. Shift back. Up, tuck, reach, shift back. Lift, lower, shift. So this is level 2 of this exercise. So feel free to stay at level 1. Now, level 3 is just level 2 taken up a notch. So hand on chair as needed, knee way up, heel back to the floor. Shift. Now this is just exaggerated. Heel to butt, knee up, foot extends forward, and then softly fall the foot to the ground. And then we shift, rocking chair. And then we bring heel to the butt and knee up. That's the end of going forward. Now we go back. Toe reaches back. Shift back. Then up, tuck, reach. Shift back. And that knee comes up. Again, so the heel touches, rocking chair, teacup is all happy. Somewhat exaggerated movement here with that lifted empty leg. Shift. And then up, reach back. Shift back. Up, tuck, reach, shift back. Let's do one more of those. Level 3. Here, down. Rocking chair. Exaggerated footstep. Rocking chair. Knee up, toe back. Rocking chair. Reverse. Rocking chair. And switch sides. Feet together. Step. Level 1. Heel out, empty. Rock. That back foot empty, swings forward, the heel touches, empty. Rock. Rock back, swing back, rock back. Pause. Rock forward, swing forward, rock forward. Casual, easy, light. When you get comfortable with the choreography of the practices, then you get free to work on those depth layers that I'm talking about. That song, soft, loose and supple. That term chun, or sunken. Sunken, not fighting that sunken quality up here. Letting yourself feel sunken through your liquid medium. And then you connect to the ground. Let's go to level 2. Lift, lower, shift. Small obstacle. Back foot comes up, steps over the obstacle and steps down with the heel empty, and then shift. Back foot, we lift, we lower. We shift back like a rocking chair. Front foot is empty, so it's lift, tuck, reach. Shift back, lift, lower, shift. Small obstacle, shift, lift, lower. And so those of you that have been doing it a while, maybe, hopefully, you're feeling at least some amount of that softness being a mode of changing your weight from leg to leg. Like you're softening through the leg to the point where this one is so empty that it's free. And then you're softening through. This leg now, level 3, up, down, softening through the leg. This back foot, it's empty so it can really explore space. Soften through the leg, get established here. Lift, reach back. Soften through the leg, get established with the earth. Then this free leg can step and then soften through the earth. Lift, lower. One more. So the softer you are, the more swift, rather than fast or rush or hurry, you will be. Swiftness comes from looseness. And now we're going to walk the runway here. So I'm going to move my chairs back. You guys are fine where you are. And you want to have a runway. Ideally, you'll be walking where you have your chairs to support you as needed. But we're going to do levels 1, 2, and 3, about 4, 5, 6 steps that way, 4, 5, 6 steps back the other way. So empty one foot, softly empty heel. Level 1, we rocking chair, little swing forward. Rocking chair, little swing forward. Rocking chair. And remember, softening through. Now be careful, but reverse. Soft. Get established in the leg, then take a step with that foot. Soft. 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 So everything's like an unclenching. Like when you had a tight fist and you're softening it, that is a mode of using our bodies. Let's go there and back. Level 2, if you want to, which is just a small obstacle. Up and over. Wait for it. Up and over. Wait for it as you shift. Up and over. Shift and wait. Up and over. Shift. Up and over. Safely reverse. This one gets tricky because the foot's coming up, and then when it reaches behind us, we have to calibrate our balance a little bit extra. Shift. So the foot's in front, and then when we tuck it and reach it, the upper body has to sort of recalibrate. So that's the great challenge of this right here. And levels 1, 2, or possibly level 3. Up, down, shift, and this would just be exaggerated. But still, when I put the foot down, it's not way out there. So I'm challenging all of that, but then I'm just easily doing a little rocking chair. So this is just to test how free and loose is that leg that's supposedly empty. Over time, the more empty it is, the freer it is. We go back. Same idea. So we often overlook the shift. Tai Chi is all about the shift. All right. Wonderful. Come back to the middle. So that was all forward and back movement, right? Now we've got our side-to-side movement, and we're going to be at the right side of the runway. So we just walk the runway, be at this side of your runway. Let your weight go through the right leg, left foot is empty. Step it out and the whole foot on the mat, or on the ground, I'm sorry, and then bring it in. Out, in, out, in. Now what you don't want to do is out, in. See the difference between that being the wrong way, the whole body going with the leg, and this, that freedom and that establishment. Now, keep that foot out there and change. This is full, this is empty. Change back. Notice that I'm not tipping left and right. I'm moving from the middle. And my middle comes over here. And my middle comes over here. My teacup's doing just fine. Just fine. Now establish yourself over in that left leg. Stay there. Right foot being empty should be able to come in and go back out without any weight in it, as if it's floating on a pocket of air. And the teacup's still undisturbed, your middle established. One full, one empty, right? Then, this one's very important, bring the right foot in and be as close together as your feet can get. Now, change so that your weight goes through the right leg. And what this shows us is the downward trajectory quality of changing leg to leg, not just side to side, left and right. And then change back to this leg. And then change again. And then change again. So it's kind of like you're walking in place, and you got to find this internal mechanism between the quad or hips, the lumbar spine, known as the Mingmen, main fulcrum, and our middle, our energetic reservoir here. And getting this one full, one empty to the point where that foot is disconnected, and then seemingly not much happens, but now the other foot. And then seemingly not much happens, but the other foot. Seemingly not much, other foot. So finding that fulcrum, keep your mind there, and let's do side steps. Out, change. Wait for that right foot to be empty. Bring it in, empty. Then do that little internal mechanism change. Out, change. Feel that downward quality here. Bring the right foot in, change. Out, change. How's your teacup? Change. What are your arms doing? Are they holding? Are they grabbing? Are they doing something? Or can you practice nothing so that they're liquid and fluid? Let's go back. Out, change. In, change. And I've been mentioning last few weeks this idea of eventually, the more soft, supple, and spacious you are, this change can be nearly instantaneous, right? And so then swiftness, swift movement can happen, right? You see, I'm speeding up, quote unquote, but what I'm not doing is, this is what most people will do in the beginning when they see what we're doing. And I'm mimicking that, I'm exaggerating that to show stick figure versus boom. Let's go back there and back again. Just at your own pace, and just practice this feeling that you are liquid. That doesn't mean you're sloppy, right? Notice there's an integrity in my body, even though I'm moving as if I'm made of like an octopus, liquid. But that doesn't mean I'm sloppy. Doesn't mean I'm losing my balance or my integrity back. And on the Friday class is where we work on the upper body stuff, like the bear washing paws, the bear snatching the fish, the playing with clouds. And so that type of work is where you then make an advanced Tai Chi practice out of something like this. So let's go there, back again. Option to do hands play with clouds. So I'll slow it down. What you'll notice is I'm going into a leg and I'm turning the belly that way, letting the hands sweep leg and be a cloud. Then they change high to low and I'm shifting and turning. So the side step is identical. And then there's just a little additional rotation happening and a little bit of, ups and downs, this way, that way. So what can seem like very, very complex can actually be broken into its parts. Let's go back the way we came. And all the Tai Chi movements are kind of like this. They do add complexity by stepping forward and turning or emptying a leg and lifting everything with the hands. But just this feeling that maybe you'll get a touch of moving from your middle in a way that both changes the weight into the leg and casts the hands through space. And then you're changing and turning and so it's all happening from like one middle cockpit in the body. So that's where these complex movements can have this beauty and this grace. And the hands come down, back to middle. Shogun, or closing. Settling, 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 settling. Good. And then let's do our rotational steps. Come in between your chairs. Empty the right foot. Turn it out. It's empty, loose. Pour the weight into it. Turn your body, your middle, to match the direction the toes are pointing. Bring the left foot to match it. And then like we did in our close stance side steps, change your weight. So now your right foot is empty. It can turn out. It can rotate. It can point. It's like pointing our ship in a new direction. And then we bring the body to it and match the feet. So we're doing quarter turns, turning to your right. Do it again. Empty the right foot. Once it's empty, it's free to turn out. Then you shift into it and turn the whole body to match. Bring the left foot to match it. Empty the right foot again, turning it out. Shift, turn, and you should be somewhere near back to facing forward. Let's do that once more. Empty the right foot, turning it out. Shift, turn, foot to match. Empty the right foot, turning it out. Find from the middle, check your teacup on top of your head. So can you feel that soft, supple, sunken body? Don't hold your arms. Don't grab your wrists. Don't cling to your body. Trust that there's a liquid matrix that'll hold you up, that'll hold you together, especially if you train it. Once you're facing back towards the front, we go the other way. Empty left foot and turn it out. Shift. Reorient yourself that way. Empty the left foot again, turning it out. The body doesn't turn, the foot turns, and then everything turns and comes with it. Empty the left foot and turn it out. Change. So if you go slow, you can practice soft, supple, sunken, and spacious. If you cultivate those qualities, then you can be swift. You can just empty the foot and turn it out. Shift and bring it around. But at no point are you upsetting your equilibrium. So speed comes after. Most people don't have the patience to train it. They want it now. So understanding how it actually works by soft, spacious, loose, and then swift with ease is available. Empty your right foot, pigeon toe. So it's now internally rotated. Shift in and reorient. Empty your right foot, pigeon toe. Shift into the right foot and reorient. So now we're quarter turning the other way. Pigeon toe, shift into it and reorient. Pigeon toe, so you empty the foot and step it, shift and reorient. 2 times around in that direction. Pigeon toe and reorient. Feel your floating meditation posture. Your middle is stable, your crown above, and you're just emptying a foot and setting it up and then making it the full foot and shifting and changing your orientation in space. Once you finish 2 to that side, left foot pigeon toe. Reorient. Empty left foot, pigeon toe. Shift and turn. This can be done with ease. To the degree that you are vertical, it will be easier. To the degree that you're stooped over, it will be harder. It will be more painful on your back. It'll be painful on various areas of the body. So establishing that easy vertical and then using softness. Change to one leg, change to the other. Getting good at that differential. Differential. Cruising around, casual, totally at ease. Now let's finish with using both of those foot positions to get around more efficiently. So right foot turns out, you shift into it, and you pigeon toe the left foot. So now in 2 footsteps, you're able to rotate and face completely 180 degrees from where you started. Then you do that again. Right foot turns out, you shift onto it, make sure you're floating that center, pigeon toe, and rotate and reorient. Let's do that once more to the right. Right foot. Be established on it as you pick up the left foot and pigeon toe. Shift. Once more. Shift. Let's go the other way. Fill the right leg, empty the left, turn the left foot out. Shift the weight through the left leg, right foot comes around and pigeon toes. We shift. We're just floating. This meditation posture is just floating as you use these spring-loaded hydraulic legs to support you and connect you to the sturdiness of the earth, the sturdiness of the ground. The softer the leg, the more you're actually relying on the sturdiness of the ground. The stiffer the leg, you're basically on like wooden stilts, and that's harder to balance. And we're back to the front. Self-massage to close. Hands on the groin, so we got genital area and the side V little shape here. This is the inguinal region. So go up and down with open palms. This place can tend to get stagnant. Then come up to the hip flexors, which is this top of the thigh right in front, and feel that area. That tends to get stagnant. Then come around the hips to the sacrum and the tail. Come up the sacrum and tail and onto the lumbar spine, and then back onto your buttocks. And then remember, we did our Tai Chi squats earlier. The butt goes back, and as you sit your butt, your hands slide down the side of the legs, maybe to the ankles, maybe near the feet. They sweep around to the inside and stand back up and bring the hands up past the groin to the belly button. Go around the back like a ring to the lower back, rub up and down on that little Ming Men area, then palms on buttocks and sit the butt back. Sink down, come around, come up the inside. Go around once more to the back, up and down on that fulcrum point, the Ming Men, the lumbar spine, and then down the back side, which are the yang channels of the body, around to the inside, which are the yin channels, and up to the middle. And then finally, up the outer arm past the shoulder, turn that arm palm up and sweep. Right, so this is the yin channel. The yin channels. These are the yang channels. Go up the yang channels, turn down the yin channels. Up, down, up, down. Switch. Up, down, up, down. Last one, up and down. And then one more time, remember that Qigong. Rock back, arms swing up. Rock forward, hands cast out. Rock back, hands come past the mouth. Rock middle, the hands come to the middle. And then we stick the butt back, slide down. Release everything from the body. We sort of sloughed it off. Shogun, closing gesture, up and over. Settle, settle, settle. Hands at that middle embrace. 1, 2, a sealing gesture, finishing gesture. And then the Taoist bow. In martial arts, they'll do things like bows like this. In the Taoist practices, there's here and there, just represents the yin-yang symbol, right? We've all seen that yin-yang symbol. So you make that symbol representing the yin and the yang within you, harmonizing, right? So make that and then a little bow to finish your practice. All right, thank you so much. If there are questions, we've got maybe a minute or so. Sit down comfortably, chill out.